Welcome to Audiobook 365 Stories.
We can't know everything that happens in life. Some things affect us a lot, while others don't seem to matter much. Imagine if we knew everything that would happen to us. We'd feel happy and scared all the time. This story is about a guy named David Swan. We meet him when he's 20 years old, walking from his hometown to Boston. His uncle owns a small grocery store there, and David's going to work with him. David grew up in New Hampshire, had good parents, and went to a regular school. After walking all morning, he gets tired and hot. He finds a shady spot by some trees with a nice little spring. He lies down and falls asleep using his clothes as a pillow. While David sleeps, people pass by on the road. Some don't notice him, some glance at him, and some laugh at how deeply he's sleeping. But David doesn't care about their opinions. Soon, a carriage with a couple inside stops near him. The carriage has a problem with a wheel, but it's not a big deal. The couple sees David sleeping and thinks he looks peaceful. They're careful not to disturb him. "How deeply he's sleeping," whispered the old man. "He looks so peaceful. A sleep like that without needing medicine is precious. It means good health and a calm mind." "And he's young too," said the lady. "Old people don't sleep as soundly. Our sleep is different from his." The more they watched, the more interested they became in the young man. They felt like they were peeking into a secret room with him. When a sunbeam shone on his face, the lady moved a branch to block it, trying to be helpful. She started to feel a connection to him like a mother. "It seems like fate brought us here," she whispered to her husband. "Maybe we were meant to find him, especially after our disappointment with our cousin's son. I think he looks a bit like our son who passed away. Should we wake him?" "Why bother?" said the man, unsure. "We don't know anything about him." "But he looks so innocent," said his wife earnestly. While they whispered, the young man didn't move a muscle. But little did he know, good luck was about to find him. The old man had lost his only son and wasn't happy with his relative who would inherit his wealth. In situations like this, people sometimes do strange things, like waking up a poor young man and changing his life. "Shouldn't we wake him?" asked the lady again. "The carriage is ready, sir," said their servant from behind. Startled, the old couple blushed and hurried away, feeling silly for even considering waking him up. The man went back to thinking about his plans for a home to help struggling businessmen. Meanwhile, David Swan kept on snoozing. The carriage hadn't gone far when a young girl came along, skipping happily. Maybe her cheerful steps caused her garter to loosen. Aware that her garter was slipping, she went to the shade of the maple trees and found a young man sleeping by the spring. She blushed deeply, feeling embarrassed for intruding on him while he slept. She was about to leave quietly when she noticed a bee hovering over him, getting ready to sting him. Acting quickly, she swatted the bee away with her handkerchief. Feeling relieved, she stole a glance at the handsome stranger she had just saved. "He's cute," she thought, blushing even more. How come he didn't wake up and smile at her? She had come, the girl of his dreams. She wished he would wake up and see her, the one he longed for in his heart. If he missed this chance, he might never know how much she cared for him. "He's sleeping so soundly," whispered the girl as she left. She didn't walk as lightly as before. Meanwhile, the girl's father, a successful merchant in the area, was looking for someone like David Swan. If David had met the girl, he could have worked for her father. Once again, good luck had come close to him, but he had no idea. As the girl disappeared, two men approached under the maple trees. They had dark faces and wore caps pulled low over their brows. They were up to no good, planning some mischief. But when they saw David asleep with a bundle under his head, one of them whispered to the other, "Look, there's something under his head." The other bad guy nodded, winked, and grinned. "I'll bet you a drink," said the first, "that the guy has either money or valuables hidden in his clothes, and if not there, we'll find it in his pants pocket." "But what if he wakes up?" said the other. His friend showed him his dagger and nodded. "Okay," muttered the second bad guy. They went to David, who was still asleep. One pointed the dagger towards him, while the other searched through his things. Their faces looked scary and filled with fear. If they had looked into the spring, they would hardly have recognized themselves. But David was sleeping peacefully. "I'll take the bundle," whispered one. "I'll attack if he wakes up," muttered the other. But then a dog came over and looked at them and then at David. He drank from the fountain. "Forget it," said one bad guy. "Let's go. The dog's owner must be nearby." "Let's have a drink and leave," said the other. One of them put away his dagger and took out a flask of liquor. They both drank and left, laughing about their failed plan. They soon forgot about it, never realizing the seriousness of their actions. As for David, he continued to sleep, unaware of the danger he had just avoided. He slept more restlessly now, but soon woke up to the sound of a stagecoach. "Hey, can I ride?" shouted David. "There's room on top," replied the driver. David got on and headed happily towards Boston, without even looking back at the spring where so much had happened while he slept. He didn't know that in just an hour, his life had been touched by wealth, love, and danger. Whether asleep or awake, we often don't notice the strange things happening around us. It makes you wonder if there's someone watching over us, making sure things happen as they should.